Oh, yeah.
Did a man who identify as a cis biological male just end the transgender debate on Dr. Phil?
I don't even know what that means.
Let's find out now on the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely. Hey, type in your comments, your questions, your answers, and hey, for the chance to win a free shirt from our Let's Go Brandon shop at lgbonlinestore.com, smash that like button. Make sure to share this video, and you got to be subscribed to the channel. And for the new year, use promo code Joe at the checkout for 25% off. Yep, the more you do it, the more you share the whole bit, the better the chances to win a free shirt by the end of this week, which is, oh my God, tomorrow. Crazy.
Is there a shirt that says I identify as being vaccinated?
We can make that.
That would be funny.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. All right, so let's do this one. You got Daily Wire podcast host, Nashville native, by the way, Matt Walsh.
Yes.
He appeared on an episode of Dr. Phil. That's right, the guy who looks like an overweight Chris Rock. So this is where the conservative battled left-wing gender ideology and asked two guests who identify as non-binary to define what a woman is. Just asked, straight up, what's the definition? So what is a woman? Yeah, comment. Type it in. Type in your comments. What is your definition of a woman?
Big breasts and a nice.
Look, that's why we need women in here. That's one.
Well, mine.
Right now, the testosterone levels through the roof. Right, John Cena?
My definition of the woman.
Yeah, back.
Is the woman I marry and send my DNA with to make a baby.
Okay, there you go.
That's my definition.
Reproduction.
Yeah.
Okay. Chief?
Reproduction. I mean, I guess I have a very...
That gets addressed also, by the way. The reproduction word. We'll get into that one.
I guess I have a very, 1940s mind. Like, I believe that women should, if they want to run a company, by all means do it. But, men go out, do the providing for the family, and women take care of the children in the house. That's just...
How dare you?
I know. How dare I?
How dare you?
If I had pearls, I'd clutch them. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's take a look at what a woman is when this question is asked and the answers given by the non-binary guests.
That's a question I would like to throw out to other members of the panel, actually, because just like the 4-year-old can't answer what is a girl, well, this is one of the problems with this left-wing gender ideology, is that no one who espouses it can even tell you what these words mean. Like, what is a woman? Can you tell me what a woman is?
No, I can't. Because it's not for me to say. Womanhood looks different for everybody.
What do you define a woman as?
An adult human female.
And what does a female mean?
Well,
how
that's
do you define a female?
someone with female reproductive organs.
Okay.
Someone who's, here's the thing. When you're female, it goes right down to your bone.
Okay, hold on. I want you to listen to the statement that Matt Walsh is about to make. It just may be the statement to make whenever debating anyone what a woman is, what a man is.
Well,
how
that's
do you define a female?
someone with female reproductive organs.
Okay.
Someone who's, here's the thing. When you're female, it goes right down to your bones, your DNA. So that's why if someone dies, we could dig up their bones 100 years from now. We have no idea what they believed in their head, but we can tell what sex they were because it's ingrained in every fiber of their being.
Interesting.
It is.
Yep.
We can dig up their bones 100 years from now. We have no idea what they believed in their head, but we can tell by what sex they were because that's ingrained in every fiber of their being. Follow the science, right?
But that's only to a certain point, when it comes to certain people.
Bae, do you think the archaeologist in 100 years that is digging up this cold case says, hey, feds, I got something here. What is it? Well, the bones are a woman, but I don't know what it identifies as because it's dead. Man. But listen to how the non-binary guest responds. You could tell this person wasn't even listening to the answer given from the question that they just asked. They just had their talking point to say as soon as the guy finished saying whatever noises were coming out of his mouth. Ever talk to people like that? Mm-hmm. That just, they ask a question, they don't care what your response is because they already have an answer for whatever you're going to say. How open-minded, huh?
It's like the racist card. Mm-hmm. You can say whatever you want. Well, that's racist.
Right. Well, let's take a look.
So that's why if someone dies,
Okay.
we could dig up their bones 100 years from now. We have no idea what they believed in their head, but we can tell what sex they were because it's ingrained in every fiber of their being.
Interesting. So I'm trying to understand. Your definition is that a woman is someone who is female, you said, right?
Correct.
Gotcha.
Is a biological female.
So what happens if we have maybe someone who is female, identifies as a woman, right? You know, cisgender woman, right? As you just explained, maybe doesn't have the ability to reproduce. Maybe doesn't have those organs that you're talking about that are reproductive organs.
But
I have answered the question.
still a female.
You stood up here and said trans women are women.
Yes.
Tell me what you mean. What is a woman?
Womanhood is something that, just as Ethan explained, I cannot define because I am not
But
myself.
you used the word. So what did you mean when you said trans women are women if you don't know what it means?
Right. So here's the thing.
Oh, try to. Do you see the non-binary person go to Dr. Phil, right? A little crutch leaning right there. Still not answering. What is a woman? Let's continue. I had to do the stop because of the copyright infringement stuff, right? You got to break it up.
So I do not define what a woman is because I do not identify as a woman. Womanhood is something that is an umbrella term. It includes people
That describes what?
who identify as a woman.
Identify as what?
As a woman.
What is that?
Was to each their own. Each woman, each man, each person is going to have a different relation with their own gender identity and define it differently.
That doesn't-
and so
I'm not
trans
asking for
women are women too.
Oh, the audience. Oh, Dr. Phil, you and your left-leaning audience. But listen, watch.
And you want to hold on.
I'm
You
laughing
want to
at
reduce.
Dr.
You
Phil.
won't even tell me
you
what the
wanna
word
reduce,
means, though. So
you
that's
want to
the
reduce
problem.
women. You want to reduce men down to maybe just their genetics, our genitals,
No.
our chromosomes, right? That's what you're
What
saying.
you want to
that
do is
that's what we are at the end of the day.
you want to do is appropriate women. You want to appropriate womanhood.
Okay.
And turn it into basically a costume that could be worn.
Damn. Damn.
He ain't lying.
The two non-binary never gave a definition of a woman, which was the question that they started with. What would they have as a definition dictionary for a woman? Alexa, what is the definition of a woman?
As a noun, woman can have a few meanings. 1. The female human being, as distinguished from a girl or a man. 2. An adult female person. 3. A female attendant to a lady of rank. 4. A wife.
Some leftist head just exploded somewhere.
We gotta fix
I was about to say, someone's on the phone with Amazon right now.
We gotta fix this.
Okay? What do they want? What do they want the definition of a woman to be in the dictionary? It's that simple. Do they want... I can't say your name, I should go off again. Blah, blah, blah. What is the definition of a woman?
I told you about
Whatever
that.
a person wants it to be. Then you can have that for every definition. Do you know what I mean?
You can't because
But here's why they want to do it. Because they want to change the entire system. Because they're socialists. They can't stand freedom-loving people. You do you, boo. I don't care.
Yep.
But I don't have to
Do
adapt what you want me
yes,
to.
that's my God-given right.
Man. But let's get into this one. What about the pronoun debate?
Oh, gosh.
Okay, I know, Mikey. I know. She wants to be called he, vice versa. Sometimes they.
I just call him it.
How do you think Matt Walsh responded to this topic?
I would assume. I've seen Jordan Peterson was asked the same question. He was basically asked, like, why does your right to free speech trump a trans person's right not to be offended?
Oh my God! Did you say Trump? It's a triggering word.
I did.
Let's take a look.
You racist orange man
that
bag.
they don't identify with the sex that they have been biologically created as and assigned at birth based on their genitalia. if they don't feel that way, that
Why do they use such tall chairs? It looks obnoxious.
I have always wondered that.
Right? Dr. Phil, it looks like you're at a theme park and you're in like the big chairs.
It is a theme park.
And then when they have kids on there and the kid hops down, their like shoulder is up at the chair.
God.
You get a good show every time you watch it.
Back to the pronouns.
there's no construct that describes that, experiences that.
Well, that's got nothing to do with the reality. So you can feel however you want. I mean, I could sit here and say that I feel like a tomato plant, but that doesn't mean that I'm actually in those things. So your self-perception, you can have whatever self-perception you want, but you can't expect me to take part in that self-perception or to take part in this kind of charade, this theatrical production. You don't get your own pronouns, just like you don't get your own prepositions or your own adjectives. You know, it's like if I were to tell you, my adjectives are handsome and brilliant. And no matter, whenever you're talking about me, you have to describe me as handsome and brilliant because that's how I identify. Makes no sense. You don't get your own pronouns. That's grammar, that's language.
So you think it's a delusion? Someone is self-delusional.
Yeah, I think it's delusion. It could be mental illness. It could be it's a lot of different things. With children, you know, there's also just a basic confusion that all kids have. Like that's why when you hear a parent say, "Oh, my 4-year-old son came to me and said that I'm a girl now, and so that's what I'm gonna raise him as a girl." No, you're a 4-year-old. I have 4 kids. When a 4-year-old boy comes to you and says, "Oh, I'm a girl," here's a good follow-up question. What is a girl? Ask him what he means by that. What do you mean by girl? And when you ask him that, here's what he'll tell you. He will tell you what he really means is that he wants to do some of the things that girls do, like play with the dollhouse, or you know, he likes the color pink. That's fine. Play with the dollhouse, but you're still a boy.
Yeah. Is it narcissistic and selfish to make others change their definitions and meanings of words just so they don't get offended or triggered? Like, damn. Matt Walsh nailed this. And you could see the faces of the two non-binary people that are sitting there in those big tall chairs, and they're like, I don't know how to counteract that except for making faces of whatever.
Disgust,
Yeah, disgust faces. That's all they got.
Well, and I mean, they made a good point. Like, you're asking me to redefine words that, you know, it's the English language, like they and them. You use those when you're talking about multiple people, not a singular person. It's I don't even know how to grammatically put a sentence together and call a singular person
Chief,
they or them.
You're a masculine-looking guy. I'll give you that. That's all you got going for you. If you
Bold
ever
assumption.
identify as a female,
Okay.
and I say, "Hey, sir, how are you?" and then you go, "How dare you?" I identify as a woman. I will ask you, thanks to Matt Walsh, could you define a woman to me?
Yeah.
And then I will now use, in 100 years, when I dig up your dead body, because I still take my apple cider vinegar, I'll still be alive. Okay? I still take my vitamins every day. I still got pure blood. Okay? And I bring it to a lab, and it says this is the body of a male. Are you not a male? It's the science.
It is.
Why do they not want to follow the science when it comes to this? Global warming, follow the science.
Yep.
COVID, follow the science.
Yep.
Gender, however you want, whatever you feel. A woman is whatever you want a woman to be. You lost the argument. Matt Walsh just did it on network television. It's over. We're now equipped on how to have this discussion. You can call yourself whatever you want. But in 100 years, when someone digs up your body, we'll know what you are.
Well, and his point about, you know, being, if I'm a tomato plant, like, are you just going to call me a tomato plant? I mean, do these people want our every interaction with someone else? Like, if I've never met you before, Joe, and I'm walking down the street or I'm in a store or something, I see you, should my very first words to you be, "Excuse me, what should I refer to you as?" Or should it be, "Oh, hey, sir, how's it going?"
I mean, to be honest with you, it all boils down to sir and ma'am, okay, this is all a distraction. Babe, you know what I'm talking about. It's all a distraction from structure. What happens when you don't have structure? You have chaos. What can you do with chaos? Change your government.
Use it and manipulate.
Okay? It's all about creating chaos. Stick to what you feel. They want to stick to what they feel? So be it. You do you, boo. Or whatever.
See if someone try to call me him.
You don't have to change your ways if you're good with that. That's their message. You can be you. So, yes, you can be you too. All right.
I'm not identifying myself as a him. Who the heck is him? Like, I ain't got a name on nothing.
Someone in the comments made a point that I've brought up before.
What's that point?
LGBTQ, right? The B. The B stands for
I can't see that name,
bisexual.
Right.
Right. Well, the prefix bi means two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so,
bi. Right. I know.
Implying that there's only two.
I know. So, whatever. You got to get rid of the B's. Yo, if you've never seen Dave Chappelle's Sticks and Stones, watch that.
Haven't seen it.
Watch Dave Chappelle's
You
Sticks
gotta
and
watch
Stones.
it.
You gotta watch
I'll check it out.
You gotta watch
Oh, you're gonna
On
watch
the,
it. You didn't hear about the controversy
On the
about
G's, the L's, the B's, and the T's. Oh, it's brilliant.
They don't like me.